Well, here we go. Just did a live feed over on the Team Catfish page, and I'm really glad to see that YouTube has now got some advanced tools for me to start sharing live feeds with you guys. We're going to do a lot more live stuff this year now that this mobile tool is available, and we're hoping to have some interaction with you guys on the channel. We get asked a gazillion questions when we post live feeds over on Facebook. We can't get to all of them, and I'm sure as time goes on here, we're not going to be able to even get to all of the questions that'll come from the flea fly. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hopefully that didn't interrupt anything. We got a few people with us, guys. This is a chance for you to ask some questions. This is a chance for us to talk about some cold water crappie lures that you'll see us using this winter. I want to talk about some colors, and one of the things we get asked all the time is, what color do you like here? What color do you like there? And I wanted to say thanks again for everybody that watches our YouTube channel. And there's a lot of these questions are going to start rolling through here really fast, and we're not going to be able to answer everything. But I just did a live feed over at the Team Catfish page, and for those of you that have never watched us over there, if you like the catfish, we would encourage you guys to go over and look at the Team Catfish channel. And anyway, I'm really excited to see these new tools that YouTube has in place for live feeds, and I want to talk to you about some of the transition colors, and I'm going to go over some go-go minnows, some crappie kicker stuff. I'm going to go over with you some of my favorite color combinations, and talk to you about why I like those color combinations. Here we fish here in the Midwest. A lot of that stuff will work for you wherever you're at. And I want to talk a little bit about clear water versus muddy water, and just go over some stuff. You guys are welcome to ask questions. I've got to put my glasses on here so I can see the questions when they come up. But I want to talk about one of my favorite patterns for cold water crappie fishing, and I use this lure a lot. This is the Firecracker. Figure out where the camera is. This is a Firecracker go-go minnow, and one of my favorite color combinations. This is a crappie kicker, not a go-go minnow. One of my favorite color combinations with this is to use our 16th ounce pink big eye head. Now this is a hot pink head, UV treated, glow treated, and one of my favorite combinations in the wintertime in clear water, or believe it or not, in muddy water, is to go ahead and use this color combination right here. Now, I can't tell you exactly why this color combination works so well in both clear and muddy water, but that is a crappie catching machine right there. You've seen me use this lure lots of times in lots of different conditions, and this is a color that I guess the fish can find in both scenarios. We've got other brighter colors like pearl, and we've got bright colors like chartreuse. But guys, I'm just telling you, day in and day out, this is one of my favorite lure combinations from Flea Fly. Whether you're using a go-go minnow, which we have the go-go minnow in the 2-inch Firecracker color, this would also go very well for cold water fishing with the bright pink big eye head. Now, we use this color combination a lot too when the water gets really clear here on the lake. And again, I'm going to show you a couple other combinations that I really like. One of them that a good friend of mine uses all the time, Jeff Falkenberry. He loves the transition in muddy water between our orange Big Eye head for cold water crappie fishing and the pearl go-go minnow or the pearl crappie kicker. Jeff guides clients year-round, and he up at Truman Lake in Missouri, he deals with clear water and he deals with fairly muddy water from time to time. And this is one of his favorite combinations, and I've been up there and done some videos with him, and this is another really good color combination. If you're fishing in Midwest reservoirs and you've got murky water, stained water, it's not super muddy, but it's just kind of murky and stained, this would be a great combination for you guys to try. White bass fishing, crappie fishing, this type of stuff. The bright orange, where's my camera at? The bright orange head with the pearl body is a great transition color. Again, we're talking about cold water fishing here, so I'm talking about using the 16th ounce head, and I'm talking about using the 2-inch go-go minnow or the 2-inch crappie kicker. Once we get down into water that's below 50 degrees, we really like to use those 2-inch lures. Once we're in water above 50 degrees, we start breaking out the 2.5-inch lures and the 1/8 ounce heads or the 3/16 ounce heads. But this winter you will see us using a lot of this stuff. This probably isn't quite as good in clear water as a Firecracker with the pink head, but again, this is one of my favorites. This is one of Jeff Falkenberry's favorites, and you can use this in lots of situations. We'll always want to spray that stuff down with bubblegum lure flavor. If you haven't tried this, you're missing out. It wipes out all the smell from your fingers on your soft plastics, and this stuff does not wash off the soft plastics. You can spray it on there and it will last for 30 minutes. We've got it in garlic too, and the bass fishermen really like the garlic, but the panfish and the crappie guys really like the bubblegum flavor. We sell tens of thousands of bottles of this stuff every year, and it's something that the folks just can't get enough of. It's another tip, and in cold water it works just as well as it does warm water. So let's talk about another color combination that you guys have seen me use for years and years. One of the colors that we actually called it Old Faithful, and we're gonna do this. This is the Old Faithful Chartreuse go-go minnow. It's got the silver metal flake in it, and believe it or not, guys, when I use this, a lot of times I will just use the standard lead head colored Big Eye head with the big red eyes on it, and that creates a really nice diverse color. You got a really bright color, and then you've got kind of a dull dark color for the head. And for whatever reason, in clear water and in muddy water, guys, this is another crappie killer, crappie catching machine. So and in cold water, this is just one of those that works exceptionally well. Again, I would stick with the 2-inch lure in cold water, 50 degrees or lower, and we're getting ready to go in wintertime, so that's kind of why I'm working on this, doing this. And this is something that works great in clear water. It works great in muddy water, and we don't fish a lot of docks with the go-go minnows. We fish the docks and we fish the vertical presentation more with the crappie kickers than we do the go-go minnows. But if you're out casting and you're casting or you're reeling beside docks or reeling over brush piles or fishing your bait up off the bottom real slow, the go-go minnow is what you want to try. If you're fishing for spawning crappie, I really like that go-go minnow. I like that tail action because it can go so slow. Now I'm going to show you a lure that a lot of guys use in really clear water. This is a lure that I've used in clear water a lot of times and very successful, and we'll use this a lot here on Grand Lake. We'll use this quite a bit once the water clears up. And we're fishing for suspended crappie where we mark them on our locator. We cast out and we're trying to reel that go-go minnow through them really slow. Number one, the fish will school up in the wintertime when you got the cold water temperatures, even 40 degrees or below. You really see some giant schools of crappie if the water's clear. If the water's not clear, we don't see those big giant schools of crappie that we cast into. But if the water's clear, for whatever reason, here on this lake and a lot of Midwest reservoirs, those crappie will school up, and they'll school up in deep water a lot of times. They'll school up in coves or pockets. And I tell you, that is some fantastic fishing if you know how to run a sonar. And this color right here is a great clear water color, whether you're fishing clear streams, creeks, little lakes, rivers, or you're casting for suspended crappie out in reservoirs. This is the electric blue, or blue go-go minnow. Electric minnow, I think is what they call it. And then we go to the 16th ounce white big eye jig head. And if you're looking for a lure to fish in clear water that the fish really associate with a bait fish in really clear water, this is going to be something that you want to take a look at. Again, I wouldn't use this in a lot of really muddy water. That's not really what we're designed these colors for, is not so much muddy water, but a lot more clear water. And I think you guys are going to be able to catch a lot of clear water crappie on this color combination right here, especially in cold water. Now, the last color that I have here, and this is just kind of another old standby. Whether I'm using the one we call, let me get this right here. Well, this is one of the ultimate color transitions right here. And there's a gajillion people all over the country for years and years have caught a ton of crappie on black and chartreuse. And when I'm fishing the black and chartreuse crappie kicker, I really like to use the 16th ounce or whatever size it is. I like to use the chartreuse head to go with that. And this is something that I don't use so much in clear water, but if you're looking for something that gives you a really nice striking transition between two different colors, if you're fishing muddy or stained water, I really think you ought to go and give the black and chartreuse with the chartreuse big eye head a chance. You can use the same thing. This is the black and chartreuse go-go minnow right here, and you can use the same head with that. Matches up really, really well with it. And again, the two differences in the bait, you know, we explain to people all the time, two differences in the bait. We've got a go-go minnow, we've got a crappie kicker. They both have the minnow-shaped body, but this lure right here we use horizontal a lot of time, or vertical a lot of times, where we're dropping it straight up and straight down. We're not reeling it horizontal like we do a go-go minnow. So we're fishing the crappie kicker, and what the kicker does is when you drop this down into a brush pile in cold water, or really the rest of the year, these tails float. And once the tail floats, you can imagine that you can't hold that tail still. You can't hold it still. You can't hold your rod still enough to make this tail stay still. So even if your rod is dead still, this tail is still moving under the water. I mean, I barely move my hand and this thing creates a tremendous amount of vibration. And remember, this tail floats. It looks kind of lousy out of the water because it droops down, but we purposely designed this tail to float in the water, and it'll float up here perfectly horizontal behind the bait. And when it does that, there's a lot of times in cold water when you don't have to move this bait hardly at all. All you need is just a teeny weeny twitching of the tail, and that crappie's cold. His metabolism is slow, and they don't move really fast a lot of times, and he'll see a small amount of movement. He'll jump up there and grab that thing. You don't really have to do a whole lot of twitching and wiggling and picking it up and down. In cold water, you want to fish your presentation really, really slow. And I can't stress enough about how much you want to use bubblegum lure flavor. This stuff does not come off the Flea Fly soft plastics, y'all. Whether you're using crappie kickers or go-go minnows, you can spray this down. You can spray your lure down, shake it up good, spray it down, and it will last for 15 to 30 minutes on the first spray down. So if you're used to using crappie nibbles and you're sick and tired of the crappie nibbles or the little bait bites coming off all the time, and you want to use some scent, try the bubblegum lure flavor. You don't have to worry about rebaiting it every time you jerk and set your hook. Every time you catch a fish, this stuff stays on the soft plastics. Again, we've got it in garlic, and we've got it in the bubblegum. The garlic is what the bass fishermen really like. The bubblegum is what the crappie anglers, white bass, panfish anglers really like. And I would highly encourage you to go in and ask your dealers for it. You can order it on fleafly.com. You can find it on Amazon or Walmart.com. Bass Pro, or I think Cabela's carries it. Academy, I'm not sure if they have it or not. But anyway, those are some of the transitions. Again, I'll go over them. One of my favorite ones for cold water crappie fishing is the pink big eye head with the Firecracker body for muddy or clear water. For clear water, the old electric minnow, blue minnow with the white head is a great choice for clear water. Muddy to stained water, this is a great product. Orange with pearl is a good choice. I know some guides that use these a lot of times. Old Faithful with the original head, that old lead head with the Old Faithful clear chartreuse body is a proven winner. Whether you're any time of the year in any color, watercolor situation, this is a great product to try. And then if you're in that muddy water or you're in that stained water and you're looking for something to try that gives you a great transition line. Well, I don't know how that did. I just had my phone ring. So, but anyway, this will give you a great chartreuse and black effect. We're going to use this. We're going to drop this down and reel it up real slow, and we're going to let that tail do a lot of the twitching when it's under the water. Again, these things float. If anybody has any questions, we're going to do more and more of these live feeds for you, the YouTubers. A lot of people watched us do live feeds for years, the last couple years on Facebook, and we do have a lot bigger reach on Facebook for our live feeds, but we also are going to start doing more of this stuff on YouTube as well. So anyway, we appreciate you guys coming over to Flea Fly. We appreciate you guys going in and talking to your dealers and requesting the Flea Fly items at your area dealers. We encourage you to come visit the new fleafly.com website. It was completely redone this year. We had a lot of people that struggled to get their orders in this year at fleafly.com, and those problems are all solved. So we encourage you to come visit the new fleafly.com website. And we're going to have new products, new colors. 2 new colors that we have this year of crappie kicker are Monkey Milk, and we have Buster Blue. And so that's two new colors of crappie kickers we have. If you don't have those in your tackle box, you're going to want to get some of those. And I'm Jeff Williams with fleafly.com. Really appreciate you guys watching our live feed today. Our YouTubers are very important to us. You guys buy a lot of tackle, and we appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching.